Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 forest and jungle levels in video games.
If you keep to the jungle, your odds suddenly get a whole lot better.
For this list, we ranked the most fun and all-round great forest and jungle levels in gaming history. As is the usual, one level per franchise.
All's fair in love and war, kid.
Number 10, Viridian Forest, Pokemon Red and Blue. Even when there were only 151 Pokemon, it was still an intimidating number to deal with, and this forest eased us into the world of the game perfectly. This is the first area where you encounter other trainers, and they're mostly bug catchers who can't seem to grasp the idea that caterpillars aren't ideal creatures for battle. Thus, on those twerps, you can hone your battle skills long before you become a Pokemon master. If you play your cards right, you might even be lucky enough to get your hands on the series mascot, Pikachu. Number 9, Jungle, GoldenEye 007. One of the best licensed games of all time also carries out one of the big locations from its source material. It's set in Cuba, and it's filled with lush plant life and a lot of guards. Unfortunately, Natalia, who's now armed, can go a bit too Rambo at times and come under heavy fire from turrets. To make matters even worse, you also have to deal with Xenia, who comes into battle dual-wielding a grenade launcher and a high-powered assault rifle. We will always associate this jungle with explosions. Number 8, Darkroot Garden, Dark Souls. Here's an action RPG that's infamous for being amongst the hardest recent titles, and areas such as this one helped cement its reputation. Like most of the game, it's dark and terrifying. Not only that, but this level has a lot of narrow passageways, making it really hard to dodge enemies. You get a glimpse of the Moonlight Butterfly, only to find out later that he's an intimidating boss who you'll have to fight in a brutal but rewarding battle. Number 7, Evil Forest, Final Fantasy IX. The legendary RPG series garnered its reputation thanks in part to its ornate, enchanting environments, and this forest is no exception. When the party's airship crash lands in the forest and separates everyone, Zidane is left wandering through the dark and mysterious area to find everyone. Making matters worse, the forest is filled with dangerous plants due to the proliferation of the magic energy known as mist. They didn't call it the Evil Forest for nothing, you know. Number 6, Forest Maze, Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the Seven Stars. The good news about this level is that it's filled with mushrooms that'll help you out. The bad news is that some of those mushrooms are actually enemies that can turn you into mushrooms, so be careful for those. Anyway, you'll want to get all the help you can get, so of course your main goal here is to follow and recruit Gino, who you meet just as he's taking on the living bow and arrow known as Boyer. We know that may sound silly, but it's an extremely challenging boss fight, as he can disable buttons on your controller. What a jerk. Number 5, Jungle Hijinks, Donkey Kong Country. Jungle levels go with Donkey Kong hand in hand, and the Country series makes you know that right from the start. The atmospheric music with bongos that slowly build up, the reveal of Diddy Kong, the chance to take Rambi the Rhino out for a spin, this level sets the mood for further levels to come very well. Plus, as you reach the end of the stage, there's a seamless transition from day to night. It may not seem like a big deal today, but in the 90s, this was huge. Number 4, Fort, Far Cry. While Far Cry 3 offered a beautiful and often mind-bending tropical paradise to explore, fans of the original know that the foliage was at its thickest in the first game, literally.
What are you bitching about? This is the best job ever.
The third level in the game, it was now that players really got to use the dense jungle setting as leafy cover to stealthily dispatch the vicious mercenaries patrolling the island. Video games had been set in jungles before, but this was one of the first times where you felt like you were really there. Number 3, Kokiri Forest and the Great Deku Tree, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. The Forest Temple feels more like an abandoned house than a forest, so we choose Link's home village along with the interior of his mentor, the Great Deku Tree, instead. The innocence of the magical, somber forest populated with kids that never grow old, clashing together with a dark, cursed tree filled with monsters, not only acts as a perfect opening, but also has a very strong foreshadowing of the game's theme of innocence lost. It may be easy, but it's a great opening to one of the greatest games. Number 2, The Search for El Dorado, Uncharted, Drake's Fortune.
You are in big trouble.
Protagonist Nathan Drake and his mentor Sully travel through the Amazon in search of the fabled Golden City.
Hang in there, old-timer. We're just about there.
But instead, they find a temple which houses clues that El Dorado may in fact be a statue. If that weren't enough excitement, they also find an abandoned U-boat in the middle of the jungle.
Now there's something you don't see every day.
My God.
All the while, you've got to swing on vines across treacherous cliff faces, and to think that this is only the start of the game. Before we get to our number 1 pick, let's have a look at some honorable mentions.
Ready to see dear old brother?
I'm just ready to get there.
You nervous?
I don't know what I'm feeling.
Number 1, Click Clock Wood, Banjo-Kazooie. Taking the top spot is the level that's constantly changing. It's the final world in the game before you take on Gruntilda, and it concludes your time there in memorable fashion. Most notably, and the reason it takes number 1, is that the level is broken up across 4 seasons, and each season drastically changes the landscape. Throughout what's supposed to be the span of a year, you raise an eagle from infancy to adulthood, save a beaver from the chills of winter, and explore the constantly changing level as snow and leaves build up. Now there is some clever level design. Do you agree with our list?
This is so not cool!
Which video game, forest, or jungle did you want to explore further?
Come, follow.
For more scenic top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.